People at Wikwimicon are always very hospitable every year at the powwow. And they always welcome everyone here. And I've been coming up here for about 7 years to powwows and conferences.
What you're seeing here, these dances, is they call them storytellers. While they dance, they have to tell a story of what happened to them during their life, a certain incident, or they're imitating an animal. You watch them, you'll see, you gotta really look at them for a while to watch their feelings. That's how they're interpreting that song they're hearing, through body movements. Yeah, these guys are. That's why I've been a judge a few times before, and this is the one contest that I really feel guilty about judging, because what you're seeing there is a man's feelings.
I belong to the Toronto Indian Dance Club dance troupe with Wilfred Pelche, and we would do shows all over the place. I would say we did more shows than powwows. We did shows, and it was a very popular dance group. When as a group, we had lots of fun together. Yeah, no, we did shows all over, like at Algonquin Park, and so we were called all over. There was some international events where we were the show for international events at the Royal York Hotel, things like that. And but with hoop dancing, we had a hoop dancer, Johnny Esno, in our dance troupe, and Johnny was a great guy, great showman. And I remember, I guess I was the rebellious female. I always felt like we were the backdrop to Johnny. And that kind of started annoying me, yeah? And, I just decided, well, heck, let me show you a thing or two. I can hoop dance too. And I decided to go right to the people who know about hoop dancing. I went to Tiflo Lucero, who used to come to our house. He was actually one of the first hoop dancers that came to Wiky. And I learned the traditional hoop dance, which is using 5 hoops, and learning the story behind that hoop dance, the traditional story of the Taos Pueblo people. Which, of course, basically you'll hear it these days too, basic story being that those hoops represent problems, obstacles, and trials of life. And as you see the dancer going through those hoops, it also tells a story that no matter what obstacles you face, you can find your way through them. And when you see those 5 hoops go up, when that dancer is twirling and he's got all 5 hoops up, that kind of signifies that you've overcome the obstacles in life, and that there's always a way out. So in essence, it's a sacred dance. So there's a traditional story behind it, and that was the story that I learned. And then you honor that in your integrity. And what Tiflo always taught me, he said, it's not how many hoops you can master. It's your dexterity, and it's the smoothness of your ability to dance to that drum and keep those hoops going. He said it's never how many. So so I never forgot that, and I hoop dance for quite a few years. You never forget it once you learn it. I remember many years later, probably when I was about 40, I was at a wellness conference in Alberta, and there was hoops there. There was a hoop dancer there, and I picked up 5 hoops just fooling around to see if I could do it. I'll be darned, it just came just like that. I never forgot how to do it. And then over the years, I've watched the emerging hoop dancer movement. I guess maybe that's what you'd call it, a hoop dancer movement. And one of the things that I saw emerging was more and more hoops and more designs made with the hoops. And I think that's wonderful. I think what we have to remember is that cultures change and they evolve with the people. So as years come by, our dancing, the hoop dance, has also changed. I remember Tiflo saying, you never stop. You have to keep it smooth. And, I look at the hoop dancers who still dance with 5 hoops. A lot of them come from the Southwest. they're dancing the old traditional hoop dance. And so yes, I appreciate the new hoop dancers. I know that, you know, our dancing and our songs are evolving. I know that. I appreciate that because our culture evolves. But I also think it's really important to keep the integrity of that hoop dance.
So you were actually one of the first hoop dancers in Wikwemicong.
Yeah, I was the first hoop dancer in Wikwemicong, female hoop dancer in Canada. And somebody who remembers me from that time, and I always find that quite amusing.
There was another hoop dancer, I think her name was Opal Skinendor.
Yes, I know Opal, yeah.
From the States?
Yes, yeah, she was on the American side. And also Myrna Akins.
Another hoop dancer?
Myrna, the Akins family that came. Myrna, probably about, I don't know, maybe after a year, Myrna began hoop dancing. She hadn't hoop danced in those early years, but she began hoop dancing. She was still a young girl, eh? So she became a hoop dancer as well.
I was involved in bringing a group from out there and dancing over here, and so get them interested in here, pick it up and have our own powwow as well. And now people from here go to Western dancing, you know, United States and everywhere. And my sister Rosemary was involved very much by taking a group from here and going to Western United States and Canada and taking photographs, and so they saw the movements on there, and people started getting, and everybody, and the Indian dancing is all individually. Develop your own style, dance similar to somebody else, and mix
That's
it
how
up.
you learn, I guess.
Yes, and so people are so interested because they don't know just who to watch there. Even we as powwow dancers didn't know just which one. Look at the way that guy does it. And it was amazing, and people so interested in it.
Is that how you got started? Or just by watching and...
Yeah, that's fantastic. See.
Have a hand for these.
Well, we did the partridge dance, which is a courting dance, which was always lots of fun. The two-step, the dance that is now called a two-step, that used to be called the rabbit dance. And in a lot of the old rabbit dance, okay? And then we also had some showmanship in and away from dancing. Like one of the things Johnny would do would be the many uses of an Indian blanket. And that was always very, very funny and made the people laugh, And we also did the snake dance. The snake dance was really popular for any number of years during the Wiky powwows over those years. And then all of a sudden we weren't doing it anymore. And more recently, somewhere in the last 5 or 6 years that I've come home from the powwow, we did it, and I just loved it. It brought back such good memories, that we did that. And my own children, who had never really seen it, except when they were little, because my kids, when they were born, and as soon as they could walk, they were all dancing already too.
There's a war dance, there's a partridge dance, there's a deer dance, and you know how deer will get out.
A rabbit dance?
A rabbit dance, and dances from different animals. There's a dance, the Indians picked it up and say, looking at different, how animals get together and then they make a dance out of it. And so
They imitate how the animal.
Yeah. So then they dance, They don't do that necessarily in every powwow. But sometimes they'll say, well, we got the wolf dance, we got the deer dance.
Or a prairie chicken dance?
Prairie chicken dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still have that, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's to show the audience that Indians, the native people have these dances. I think that's why they did that, eh?
Yeah.
Is that why they did that?
Yeah, that's why. Oh yeah, Cecil King was, he was our chief announcer there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we got him to dance because they were involved in dancing before that.
You would explain the...
Yeah, he could explain that in English and in Indian too, so he was great in the announcing situation there with that.
How about a round of applause for those brass dancers?